Welcome to Comfort Havoc number 2. Alright, so I'm going to rehash the 20 videos that I deleted. Alright, so first and foremost, this is the part of the video where if you are a Trump supporter or not really idealistic on some of the things that I make videos on, you should probably not watch this video. I'm going to try to PG-13 it just in case kids want to see this, but in case I slip, you know, because I probably will. This is a really hot topic, and it's a topic that most people don't really try to discuss. So, it's also in the news right now. Alright, so, apparently, and I was going to do this the other day, and I actually had it done before I got pissed off and deleted it, which you will hear the background noise here. I'm not going to stop, and I'm going to have to go and keep going, and hopefully nobody will say anything unbecoming while making this video, which is why I had to delete the one that I started on this video because there was some harmless threats of violence towards children being done because I strongly believe in ass weapons. Okay, so let's get into it. So apparently, I'm going to get you up to speed. Apparently people are giving Chelsea Handler a hard time for her jumping down 50 Cent's ass because 50 Cent is black and he's voting for Trump. But also, 50 is not the only black person voting for Trump, as Floyd Mayweather and Shaquille O'Neal, apparently, and Ice Cube are all apparently in Trump's pocket. I'm trying to put that politely because I like Shaquille O'Neal. I like 50 Cent. I ain't too fond of Floyd Mayweather. I could care two shits about that guy. But, you know, it is what it is. I love Ice Cube. But I am not fond of his political choice or whatever or however that shit's going on. But anyway, Chelsea Handler had sent some tweets out and trying to remind 50 Cent that he's black. And everybody is now calling Chelsea Handler a racist. Alright, let me drop this from where I sit because I'm multicultural. I am part Cherokee, I am part black, and I am part white, and I do not believe that Chelsea Handler is a racist. I will say she might have a little went over the top with that, because she's not the only person who is white who has maybe said some unbecoming words, but I still respect them and I still follow them. I love Bill Maher. We all know how that worked out. And Bill Maher still got a show, and he's still aces in my book, you know. But he did say some shit that was practically true, you know. It's a simple fact, and I got mad respect for Bill Maher because, you know, I mean, he recovered quicker than anybody with that. But here's the thing: you're jumping down Chelsea Handler's case, and I want to throw y'all back to something. And everybody on here who don't remember this, go back and Google it because I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this because it needs to be said because I am a Steve Harvey fan. When Steve Harvey was ordered to go speak to the President of the United States at Trump Towers, you know, everybody gave Steve Harvey flack. Everybody, including those black guys that I just named. They all gave Steve Harvey flack. All of them. It's like, oh, Steve Harvey siding with Donald. Steve didn't side with Donald. Steve just went to go talk to Donald. Alright, you see where we're going with this, because this goes to show how people can quickly stab somebody in the back. I got you, Steve. And no, I'm not going to be a Harvey's hero. That's not why I'm doing this. Oh, that would be great, and I would love to have that jacket. But anyway, it has to come in yellow and gray. Anyway, that was a joke. So Steve Harvey went to go talk to the president. Everybody slammed Steve Harvey. Everybody was on Steve Harvey's ass. Blah, 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 blah. And it wasn't because he made a mistake with the Philippines and that beauty pageant judging shit. It was just Steve Harvey, Donald Trump. Oh shit. That was pretty much it right there. Because Steve Harvey, at that time, was one of the big black figureheads in black society and black TV. And now everybody just is hating on Steve Harvey like a motherfucker for some reason. I don't know what it is. And I slipped, so now this video can't be for kids. But, secondly, you know, the guys that I mentioned, you know, I couldn't believe that Ice Cube, Shaquille O'Neal, Floyd Mayweather, and 50 Cent were all behind Donald Trump, a devout racist. 50 is from New York, and how can he not remember the Central Park Five and how the president and who he supports so well won't apologize to the Central Park Five, even though they were proven innocent, and he still won't man up to this day and say, I'm sorry that I wanted 5, 13, 14, 15-year-old kids to die for a rape that they didn't commit, and I can't say I'm sorry. You know, you're following this guy, and let me copy Chelsea Handler really quick. Do I have to remind you that you're black? Of course we do. But here's that thing. I said this in a video earlier today. Most people follow people in politics because of this. This is their wallet. My wallet doesn't have money. It has Jesus, because we all need Jesus. It has my warrior ethos, my Exxon Mobil card that I'm never going to use because I pay with everything in cash. I think it has a couple of other gas cards, a couple of drill sergeant cards, stuff like that. Shit that's modifiably useless. I carry my money in my pocket if I have money, which I don't because I'm broke. I have a book deal going on and I have to pay for it to get published. Anyway, that was way too much information and totally irrelevant to this video. So, in the videos that I made and deleted, you know, I touched on the Chelsea Handler stuff, and that was before I just found out about, like, Mayweather, who the hell are the other two? Mayweather, Shaquille O'Neal, and I think I said 50. Anyway, irrelevant now. But, you know, it kind of stunned, Ice Cube, that was the other guy. It kind of stunned me because, you know, I love Ice Cube. Don't get me wrong. I have to question my morals now, but, you know, I love Ice Cube. But this shit has got to be about their money. It's got to be about their money. Because there's no way in hell that these three guys can outwardly follow this devout racist unless it was about their money. And they ain't really hurting for money, so I don't even know why they would just even risk that when the bulk of Hollywood fucking hates Donald Trump. You know? And I don't hate them or him for that reason. I already put my personal list of reasons up here on why there's no way in hell I'm going to follow Donald Trump into the fucking abyss. Fuck that shit. Now, I also said that Biden is not a saint. You know, he's done stuff, and Kamala, his vice president has called him on it. You know, so that's that. But, again, irrelevant. I watch a lot of black people who follow Trump, who don't remember the Central Park 5 and how this guy, they still follow him even though he won't apologize. Even though they were proven innocent, he still won't apologize. That's a stomp on black people right there. And if you're black and you're following this guy, you clearly didn't give a fuck about the Central Park 5 kids either. You know? Or, same thing I said in another video, if you're Asian and you're following this guy, he just hasn't reached your kind of Asian yet. That's it. You know? And I showed a video earlier with a guy who said that the Trump presidency doesn't give it one iota about any of you who are following him. Which is hands down the truth. Now here's the thing though. The truth is point of view. And their point of view may be, I'm going to drool all over this guy. Because, you know, in the defense of Billy Bush, who still can't get a job, which is really messed up because he didn't do anything but his job and got fired. While our current president not only sexualized women in the worst way, but said that he could get away with grabbing them by the pussy. Grabbing them by the pussy. Just think about how horrible that sounds if you happen to be walking your little daughter past this truck, or he's talking about grabbing women by the pussy. I mean, you can't see this is wrong. Now, I'm a nobody. But if I became somebody and I said that shit, cancel culture. Cancel culture will be all over my ass. Social justice warriors, all that shit. And Billy Bush can't get a job for doing his job. And I would like to say, in the defense of Billy Bush, shame on his employers, man. Because he was doing his job, yo. He didn't even say anything wrong. You know, that it would be different if he said, yeah, I agree with that. Because I'm Billy Bush and I can grab chicks by the pussy. You know? But he lost his job for doing his job. Which is unfair. And it's the same thing I have said on many of Instagram and Facebook posts. If you are so enamored on firing somebody for what they do off the clock, how messed up is your life? No? Yeah, well, they're working with my company and I don't want my company to have a bad name. Well, here's how you solve that problem. First and foremost, you tell them, while they're working for you, they are not allowed to use social media or they are not allowed to say where they work, rather. That would be the optimum legal thing to do, alright? Because this is how I would do it if I'm a boss and I'm running a company that's making in millions, and all it takes is for a person from my job to do something stupid, and then everybody's going to my job. Rule number 1. First off, you do not have the right to stop anybody who works for you social media process. You don't have that right. You're not that fucking powerful. But what you do have the right to do is to tell them that if you're going to post anything on social media, do not have anything linking to your job or your place of employment, which is me, on your social media. Don't wear our logos. Don't tell people, did you work for me? And then you can do whatever the hell you want. But leave your job at your job. Your social media cannot be connected to your job. Period. Now, if you're working in the PR department of our company, now you got a little bit tighter rules did you need to apply by, because I can't tell you what to do outside of the company. I can only tell you what to do inside the company. So, first off, the best thing I can do is tell you, if you're working in our PR department, is to put all of your social media accounts on private. That way, only your friends and shit can connect it. But even on private, I want anything that's connected to me, your boss, the company in which you work for, off of that bitch. Put that shit on no. You know? Because that way, I don't disrupt your life. Because you have the right to live. You know? And it's really that simple. You know? You work for me. Here's my company. Keep that shit off your social media. Anything else you want to put on your social media, knock yourself the fuck out. But don't have nothing on your social media that links you to my company. And the reason why I say that is because I, 1, can't stop you from doing anything when you leave that office. When you leave that office, you're living your life. I don't have the right to do that. If you want to go out and decide, hey, I'm going to be a centerfold, but I'm secretly a police officer. A chick got fired for that shit because she was a centerfold, but she was a police officer. It's a true story. So, and that was before social media shit happened. They just somehow or another, I guess somebody bought the Playboy that she was in and took it to the boss. I don't know how that shit worked. But they did make a movie about it. Police Officer Centerfold, I think is what it was called. I don't think it was a Lifetime movie because Lifetime didn't exist at the time. But I know I was really young and it happened in the 80s in California. So, here's the thing on that, you know. Generally, in a job, there has to have legal merit to fire you. Sadly, in Virginia, in a Commonwealth, it's a right to work and a right to fire for any little thing state. So, like I said, you know, if you're going to have your social media, it's alright, I'm not going to stop you for that, but, you know, I want you to make sure that you understand that you can't have my company on your social media if it's not work-related and it's not going to clients. I don't want that shit on my social media because I don't want to be the dick that has to fire you for you jumping around with your panties all over the place and your bra and stuff, and then I don't want you suing me for sexual harassment because it's on your social media. And I just happen to be a single man that pops on there and says, damn. So that's what she's hiding under all those conservative clothes. You know, it's catch-22. But in the professional vernacular of the conversation, it's a lot safer if you work for me and you put job undescribable by law and prohibited for me to mention where I work so that my social media can run the way I want to run it and I can't get fired. No, because my boss might be a dick. And you might want to type that. My boss is a dick. Now, if I get offended and see that and I fire you, then I truly am a dick. But, you know, that's the thing. You know, you have to understand some of the things. Now, the other videos that I made, they were all racist videos. They were all about racism. They were all about growing up mixed and things like that. So, I'm going to make those videos after this video. Because again, my class starts at 12:30. It is now 12 o'clock. So I can only make one video about that. And that's how that's going to be. Thanks for watching.